Hi guys, today I'm going to show you how to get this really easy, simple, everyday fresh face makeup look, and I am wearing no false lashes, which is very rare, but I wanted to keep it really simple. This is obviously a type of makeup look that is perfect for any occasion if you just want to look fresh, youthful, awake, and just kind of enhance your natural beauty. So if you guys want to get this look, then just keep watching. So I have already moisturized my skin and I'm going to go in with a primer. This one is by BareMinerals. It's Primetime Foundation Primer and Original. I guess there's different types. And I'm just going to massage it into my skin. So I really work it into my skin. So I don't really necessarily put it on like moisturizer. I actually like really press hard. So you can see how my skin's kind of getting red. It's because I'm really pushing it in and getting it into any pores and just kind of helping it soak in. And I really like to massage it right underneath my eyes because my under eye area tends to crease once in a while. And so I really like to hydrate and moisturize this area. And then of course before I start my makeup, I always put on some lip moisturizer. It's kind of a pet peeve of mine to like see cracked, chapped lips. So I always put on this Nivea Lip Butter right before I start my makeup. And that's just always good because by the time I get to my lips, they're nice and hydrated and they're soft, and all my lip products go on a lot better. A little bit because I am going to start doing my eyebrows, and this is a new product for me. This one is the Pixi Natural Brow Duo, and I got the shade Soft Black, which is okay, but I think I'm gonna go back sometime and get the brunette, deep brunette, because this one's kind of dark. I could pull it off okay, but I would prefer something with a little bit more warm tones in it, just because my hair is like a burgundy color, so it'd probably look a little bit better. But anyways, I really like this product. It works really well. So I'm just going to brush my hairs of my brows, and then I'm just going to fill them in. Nothing too defined or, you know, professional, crisp looking. I just want to fill them in, give them a nicer shape. And I'm just really softly filling in the soft or sparse areas. And what I like about it is that the actual pencil is shaped like an angled brush. So it makes it really easy to fill in the brows. I'm applying this with like barely any pressure whatsoever. I'm just really feathering it in. And then when I get to the front right here, I like to just go straight up. So you just want to slowly build up the brow. And so what I like about this product is it is a 2-in-1. So you have the pencil on one side and then you have the gel on the other side, which is actually a really good gel. It really holds the brows in place, and it comes with this really tiny little spoolie, which is perfect. And the gel is also a little bit tinted, and it just really softens up that pencil even more, which I like. It softens it up even more so it looks really soft and just really groomed and really natural. So right above here, it always gets a little bit messy, and you can just clean it up with, I always get my concealer brush. It doesn't really have anything on it, and I just kind of sweep it right across here and just kind of clean that up just a little tiny bit. And that kind of just takes care of that. And then you can go back in with the pencil if you need to define certain areas a little bit more. Like right here, this spot right here on my brow is completely bald. And so I just put more pencil in that area, make it a little bit darker. So I zoomed you in so you could kind of see what the brows look like up close. And I really like the way they look. They just look pretty natural, just filled in. So this is the brow. And then this is my brow without any product in it. So it just gives it a nicer shape and just fills it in a little bit. It's really soft, nothing too precise and heavy. So I really like the effect that this pencil gives me. And even though it's soft black, it's really, really light. But like I said, I have burgundy hair, so I do want to try and get the deep burgundy and try that one out. See if it matches a little bit better. But I think it's really nice. So now that I filled in my brows and I gave my primer a minute to kind of soak into the skin, I'm going to use my Super BB Cream Physicians Formula. And this is the shade Light Medium. I like the shade Light Medium because it gives me a little bit of color, a little bit of warmth into my skin because I'm very, very light, as you can tell. So I like this because it just gives me a little bit of warmth. And I like to put it on like lotion. I just really rub it into the skin, really shear it out. And so I'm just mainly putting this around the perimeter of my face and then down my nose. And this just gives me a little bit of color. It evens out my skin tone, hides some redness, and it looks really natural. It's about medium coverage, light to medium coverage. And so I like that it evens out my skin tone, but you can still see my skin underneath. Because this is like an everyday type of look, and you don't want to look too done up during the day. You just want to look fresh, youthful, glowing. So it's always nice to see a little bit of skin underneath. And you want to make sure you don't have that like mask looking line right here on your neck. So this is the way I do it. I always do this. I just push my face up, give myself a double chin, and just make sure that there's no line. That's just the way I do it. It works really well for me. And it gets the job done. So I always do that, make sure that there's no like distinct line because it is a little bit more tan than my skin. And then I never put any product underneath my eye because I always use concealer and I don't want to layer product if it's not necessary. So I always leave this part blank. And then I just go in with my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. This one is in the shade Sand Sable. And it's not too light, it's actually like almost the same color as the foundation, maybe just like a tiny bit lighter. Because I don't really want to highlight like a dramatic highlight under my eye. And I just do a triangle. And then I always put a little bit down my nose because I always have, okay, that was like really wonky. But I always have a little bit of redness right on my nose, so I put a little bit of concealer just to cover that. And I always do a upside down triangle on the forehead because I do get redness right here on my eyebrows. And then I'm just gonna go in with my finger. Actually, I'm gonna use a brush, and I'm just going to blend everything out. And I'm gonna bring it back here. Bring it onto the side of my nose to hide up some of that redness that I got going on there. Alright, so now that we have our foundation and concealer put on, everything is nice and even, all the imperfections are concealed. I'm going to put some dimension back into my face because now it looks kind of flat. And so I'm using my Sonia Kashuk contour stick. And I'm just going to put a little bit right here in the hollows of my cheeks. I just put some along the hairline, and then right here, like right on the bridge of my nose, and then on the tip of my nose. And I always do that because I have wide set eyes, and it looks very nice when I contour right here. It kind of brings them a little bit closer together, makes everything look a little bit more even. And I'm just taking my Real Techniques, what is this called? This is a contour brush. And I'm just going to blend that out. And I also like how this warms up my skin just a little bit more. It's always nice, and then it smells really good. Sometimes forget how good it smells until I blend out this part of my nose, and I'm like, it smells good. Okay, so now that I finished all that, my skin is looking really dewy, but I don't want to look too dewy or sweaty, so I'm gonna use my Kat Von D Sculpt or Shade and Light palette, contour palette, and I'm using the 2 shades in the center. I'm just gonna take some of that highlighting powder and just kind of place it right underneath my eyes. This is going to make this area matte and set it so it's not too shiny. And it's also gonna add a little bit more highlight. I'm also gonna put it on top of my eyelids, a little bit down my nose, a little bit on the forehead, a little bit on the chin. I'm not re-dipping the product, I'm just taking whatever is already on my brush, putting most of the product underneath my eyes. And then I'm going to take my Sonia Kashuk number 29, I think it is, brush. It's the one that looks like this. I'm just going to take some of the contouring palette and just lightly dust it over the Sonia Kashuk contour stick, and even a little bit on the forehead. This just brings out that contour a little bit more. It also sets it so it doesn't move anywhere. And I really like to just push the brush, like the very bottom of the brush. I like pushing it right into the hollows of the cheeks and kind of letting it just blend out the product for me. I like to bring it up onto the temples. And I'm not putting any more product onto my face. I'm just really buffing it out and blending it, because ultimately I want it to look really soft. So that's why I'm really taking my time and blending everything. For blush, I'm going to use my Sonia Kashuk Bronzer and Blush Duo and Glow, which is this really beautiful pink coral color. And I'm just going to take that, and I'm really loading up my brush, so I'm really getting that product in there. And I'm just going to put that on the tops of the cheekbones. And I just want to start off with just a really light amount. You don't want to go too crazy with your blush. Just start off really slow, and since I really loaded up my brush, I can go in and apply it very soft, and if I want more, I kind of just push it down more because it's all up in there, and then more of the product will come out. And I love glowing, beautiful skin, so I'm gonna add some highlight, and I'm using my Hourglass Ambient Lighting palette, and I'm just gonna use the one in the center. You can just use whatever highlight you like. I'm just putting that on the tops of my cheeks. And I think highlight just gives you that glow, that youthful look. It's one of my favorite things. It just really makes the face come alive to me. Now we can move on to the eyes, and with the eyes I don't do anything too special. I just line it with some black liner on the outer half of my eye. Oh over here too. Just because my eyes kind of have a shape where they go down, if you can see that. You can see how they go down, so I always line the outer half just to give them a little bit of a lift. And then I like to smudge it. And I'm using a Real Techniques shading brush. And I'm just going to smudge out that line because I don't want it to look too defined or too harsh. So I'm just going to smudge it, and then I'll even bring it out a little bit to give me kind of a little wing. And you need, for this part, you do need to have some sort of like tissue or maybe a towel, because your brush can get really loaded with product and then it doesn't blend out as well. It won't blend it out. It'll kind of just move it around. And then I'll go in, once I've blended all that out, I'll go in with a little bit more of the liner, just because I want the lash line to have the most definition. And then this time I'm not going to smudge it out that much, just slightly. And now I'm just going to give my lashes a really, really good curl. And now I'm going to go in with this Maybelline Lash Sensational mascara, and I just got this the other day and I have been loving it. It looks just like this, and if it's brand new, it's gonna have a lot of product, so I always scrape the wand because it's brand new, so the formula is really wet and your lashes can get kind of clumpy, so I always scrape off all this excess mascara on the side so it's not too loaded with product. And then I just go in and I apply the mascara. It works so good at getting all of the lashes, coating them all the way from root to tip. And you could even do this little curling effect and it helps a lot. So you can see, maybe I'll zoom in so you guys can see how it works. So this is a mascara with just one coat, and I like this shorter end to apply the mascara, and then this side here on the top is really good at separating them. If they start to look a little bit clumpy, you can turn it around and use that side, and it's really good at combing through the lashes. So this is only one coat of mascara. I just went back and forth and tried to use up all of the product that was on the wand. So I think it works really, really well. I always get mascara on my lid. That's just something I always get with any type of mascara, not just this one. But we can just go in and clean that up when we're done. And then you see here that I got a little bit on the bridge of my nose. You just let it dry completely, and then you can just go in with the Q-tip and it'll come right off. So while I wait for those to dry, because I like them to dry pretty good, because I don't like to go in when they're really wet, because then they'll just fall down. So I like them to dry some more before I start putting on the second layer of mascara. So while I wait for those to dry, I'm going to do my lips, and I'm using my soft matte lip cream in Dahbi. I think that's how you pronounce it. And so now I'm going to take off that lip butter. Oh. And I just tap it because I want a little bit of the moisture to stay in my lips. And I love these because they dry matte, and they kind of even make my lips look a little bit more poutier. So I really love those matte lip creams. And now I'm going to put in the second coat of mascara, and I'm just going to wipe off all this excess product because it's like super loaded with mascara, and I'm just going to take some of it off. And I'll zoom you guys in so you guys can see the second coat. And that is the second coat. You can see that is more than enough. You don't even need to do a third coat. So this completes the look, and just a few tips before I finish the tutorial on this mascara, because I think it's super awesome. but you do have to do a few things to make it work. And so the first tip is that you really, if it's brand new, just wipe off a lot of the excess mascara on the wand, because if you go straight on with all that mascara, it kind of just globs onto your lashes and it makes them fall down too if you curl them. So just take off some of the excess mascara. Tip number 2 is you are going to need one of these handy, a metal tooth comb, to brush out any clumps, because it does get a little bit clumpy on the very tips of the lashes, but as long as you have one of these, it's perfectly fine. And then the last tip is, if you start off with this lash and then you're kind of just working back and forth with the mascara, getting all the product off of the wand, the second coat you want to start on this lash. So don't always start on the first lash, because that one's going to get the most product and it's not going to be evenly distributed from each lash. So hopefully that helps you out if you do get that mascara. I think it's awesome. It works really great. I don't even feel like I need to put on false lashes, which is rare. And yeah, I only use 2 coats. That like never happens. I always have to put at least 3 or 4 coats before I'm satisfied with the way they look. So I think it works really, really great. So hopefully you found this video helpful. Thank you guys so much for stopping by, and I will see you in my next video.